Hey guys, Meira here, and today I'll be covering one of the easiest ways to stay connected while traveling across Europe, especially if you're moving between multiple countries and want something that just works without you having to think about it. Now, one thing most people don't realize until they actually start traveling is how important having good data is, because as soon as you land, you're relying on your phone for pretty much everything. Maps, train schedules, bookings, messages, all of it. And if your data doesn't work properly, things can get confusing pretty quickly. And that's usually when people start running into issues with roaming charges, switching SIM cards, or trying to rely on public Wi-Fi. So in this video, I'll walk through how travel eSIMs actually work across Europe, what the experience looks like in real use, and why something like Saily has become one of the more reliable options, especially if you're looking at unlimited plans at fast, reliable 5G speeds across different countries. Alright, so when people travel across Europe, they usually end up doing one of three things. They either use their home carrier's roaming plan, buy a SIM card in each country, or rely on public Wi-Fi. Roaming might seem simple at first, but those daily charges can add up very quickly, especially if you're traveling for more than just a few days. Buying a SIM card in each country works, but it means finding a store, setting everything up again, and repeating that process every time you travel somewhere new. Public Wi-Fi is fine in certain situations, but it's not something you want to depend on when you're navigating cities, checking routes, or trying to stay on schedule. So what most people actually want is one setup that works across countries without needing to change anything. And so this is where something like Saily eSIM comes in. Because instead of switching SIM cards or dealing with roaming, you install one eSIM and it continues to work as you move between countries. So whether you're in France, Italy, Spain, Germany, or somewhere else in Europe, your data just keeps working in the background. And that's really what makes the experience feel simple. On top of that, it connects you to major local networks across Europe, which means in most cities, you're getting access to fast 4G and 5G speeds depending on availability. Now, for those who don't know much about Saily, it's an eSIM service app powered by Nord Security, and it provides an internet connection wherever you travel and saves you money in roaming fees in over 200 countries, including seamless service across Europe. It's a one-time downloadable app compatible with both iOS and Android devices, and its goal is to give you a reliable internet connection no matter where you go. Now, getting started is pretty straightforward. You download the Saily app, choose a Europe plan, and install the eSIM directly through the app. And the best way to do this is before your trip while you still have a stable connection. Then, once you land in Europe and turn off airplane mode, your phone connects automatically to a local network, and your data starts working right away. So there's no setup when you land, no searching for Wi-Fi, and no switching anything manually. But this is the part that's worth understanding, especially if you're looking at unlimited plans, because most unlimited eSIMs don't actually give you unlimited high-speed data. In most cases, you're getting around 1 to maybe 3 gigabytes of high-speed data, and after that, speeds are reduced quite a lot. Now with Saily, it's a bit more balanced. You're getting around 5 gigabytes of high-speed data per day, and after that, your connection continues at reduced speeds rather than cutting off completely. I mean, 5 gigabytes personally would get me easily through the day, so it's not really something you need to worry about. But either way, what's nice about that is it gives you a much more predictable experience. So during the day, you can use your phone normally for things like maps, booking, social media, and even some streaming. And after that, you're still connected for things like messaging and navigation. So it's not really about having unlimited high speed all the time, it's about having something that continues to work consistently. That being said, if you're wondering how much it costs, Saily offers several prepaid data plans depending on how much data you expect to use during your trip. For Europe, plans start at about $5 for a 7-day plan with 1 gigabyte of data. If you're staying longer or using your phone more heavily, there are larger plans available that offer better overall value. There are also unlimited plans available, and the price depends on how many days you choose. That can make sense if you don't want to worry about tracking your usage at all. And since it works across Europe, you're not switching plans every time you cross a border. There's also Saily Ultra, which is more of a subscription option. It costs about $60 a month and gives you 30 gigabytes of high-speed global data each month, and unlimited data at slower speeds after that, plus extras like NordVPN access and airport lounge perks, so it's really designed more for frequent travelers. Just keep in mind that Saily is data only, so if you still make regular phone calls or send SMS texts, you'll want to use apps like WhatsApp, FaceTime, or Telegram instead. I use those apps day to day, so to me it's not a big deal, but I think it's something you definitely should be aware of. And if you're thinking about trying Saily out for your next trip, there's a link down in the description that'll give you an extra discount, or you can use my code GVUTech at checkout. So feel free to check that out. Now, beyond just the data itself, Saily in general also includes a few built-in features. There is an ad blocker, web protection, and a virtual location option. And what's nice is all this runs in the background without needing much of a setup. So whether you're connected to mobile data or public Wi-Fi, it adds an extra layer of protection without needing to manage anything manually. Now, in practice, this is where everything comes together. Once the eSIM is installed, your phone just connects as you move between countries. Whether you're navigating a city, checking train times, booking transportation, or messaging someone, everything works like a normal data plan. And in most major cities, speeds are fast enough to feel very responsive, especially when connected to 5G networks. So whether you're in places like Paris, Berlin, or Rome, the connection generally feels quick and stable day-to-day use. And instead of constantly looking for Wi-Fi, you just have a reliable connection with you the entire time. You land, your phone connects, and everything just works. Overall, when it comes to traveling across Europe, the main thing that matters isn't just speed, but having a connection that stays fast and consistent throughout your trip. Because when you're moving between countries, you don't want to think about whether your data will work or won't. And that's really why it's a setup that works well for most travel situations, especially with how their unlimited plans are structured. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you left a thumbs up. And of course, if you've got any questions about travel eSIMs or how the setup works, feel free to leave those down in the comments below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Again, if Saily sounds like it might be a good fit for you, you can check out the link in the description. And you can use my code GVUTech at checkout to get an extra discount. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, just reach out using the email in the description below. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.